Death penalty for crazed school director who murdered a 2-year-old boy upheld by court. The events of Thursday, the 9th of January 2020 at 8:40 p.m. at the Robinson department store in Lopburi shocked Thai people throughout the kingdom. A concealed figure dressed in military-style clothing appeared to shoot and kill indiscriminately, leaving 3 dead in his wake, a security guard, a beautiful young woman and 2-year-old toddler, as well as 4 people wounded for a bag of gold valued at 650,000 baht. The Court of Appeal upheld the death sentence imposed on Mr. Crazed Kyoku, a former school director, who on the 9th of January 2020 murdered 3 people including 2-year-old Panawich Wangyu as he carried out a bizarre and deadly armed robbery at a shopping center in Lopburi, which he later told police was for kicks. Death penalty for murdering school director. 28-year-old Crazed Kyoku as he was taken to court on August 27 last year to hear the death sentence handed down to him. On Tuesday, the Court of Appeal upheld the penalty via a judgment delivered by video conferencing and described the former school director's actions as cruel and inhumane. The crazed gunman used an advanced handgun with a silencer to shoot down 7 people in a bloody and botched gold shop robbery in Lopburi last year, in which 3 people lost their lives: a security guard, 2-year-old toddler and a salesperson at the store that was held up. The Court of Appeal, on Tuesday, upheld a death sentence imposed last year on a former school director when he was convicted of murdering 3 people on January 9, 2020 during a gold shop robbery in Lopburi and wounding 4 others, a crime which at the time stunned the kingdom and for which the public demanded retribution. The verdict of the higher court was read out via teleconference facility from the court sitting at Ratchadapasek Road in Bangkok. Court looked at the facts of the appalling case. It appears from the court's ruling that the defendant had technically not appealed the murder conviction, but it took the opportunity under the law to consider the matter and pronounce judgment after considering the facts of the case. On the night of January 9, 2020, the then 28-year-old defendant, Crazed Kyoku, who was approximately 5 feet 7 in height or 170 centimeters, entered the Robinson's shopping center wearing a balaclava and military camouflage clothes. The attacker came equipped with an advanced handgun fitted with a specially adapted silencer which was owned by his father and which was traced by police investigators linking him to the crime. Police later backed this up with DNA testing on clothes worn by the perpetrator. Bullets shot at shopping center security guard hit the 2-year-old toddler as he walked with his mother. The defendant first shot Mr. Praser Kongli, a security guard at the center. However, in a tragic twist to the affair, the bullets fired by the armed robber hit 2-year-old Panawich Wangyu as the toddler was happily walking in the shopping mall with his mother, Williwan Wangyu. The little boy died as his distraught mother cradled him in her arms as panicked scenes in the shopping center emerged, the situation made more confusing by the killer's silent handgun. Murdered a 31-year-old shop assistant as he fired at customers at the store, wounding them. The defendant then made his way to the Aurora Gold shop where he promptly shot and wounded 2 customers who had been buying gold at the shop, identified as Mr. Yudakan Chunsanat and Ms. Vibhavati Chunsanat. He then committed his second murder when he shot dead a 31-year-old saleswoman at the counter of the store, Ms. Thitharat Thongthip, who refused to cooperate with him. Her father later recalled the loss of his beautiful young daughter with her life ahead of her. The killer subsequently told police that he had not meant to kill the saleswoman, but his finger got stuck on the trigger. The defendant then jumped over the counter and grabbed 31 gold pieces and other jewelry with a total value of 650,000 baht into a bag and took off, making his escape from the store. Killed security guard who attempted to foil his escape. He was intercepted by a second security guard, Mr. Thirachat Nima, who locked an automatic door only to be shot dead by the defendant, who smashed his way out before riding off on a 2009 Yamaha Fino motorcycle with black and red trimmings owned by his father-in-law. Master of lies and death, the gold shop killer's life, actions and motives probed by police as wife flees. The bizarre and grotesque nature of the robbery and murder was confirmed when the culprit was later tracked down and arrested on January 22 by Crime Suppression Division, CSD. Police and armed officers who detained him on the road to his place of work at the Wat Pho Chai School in Singburi Province, where he was the director. He was taken from a 5 Series BMW into police custody by heavily armed officers. Son of a former policeman attended a Children's Day celebration at his school the day after murdering 2-year-old Panawich Wangyu in Lopburi. Investigators working on the case, to their horror and disgust, had earlier discovered that the suspect had spent the day after murdering 3 people, including an innocent 2-year-old boy, at a Children's Day celebration at his school in Singburi. It also emerged that he was the son of an ex-police officer. The killer, known as Golf, had been married for over 3 years, but it is understood he was in financial difficulties. Borrowed 2 million baht from Krung Thai Bank, fined 600,000 baht for owning an illegal Z4 BMW car. He had borrowed over 2 million baht from Krung Thai Bank, and also, in his past, police discovered he had a Z4 Series BMW seized by authorities after it was found to have been imported illegally. He was fined 600,000 baht for ownership of the car he allegedly purchased for 300,000 baht. His school director's salary was 30,000 baht a month. School director pleads guilty in court to murder and other charges after Lopburi shopping center massacre. During interrogation by investigating police officers, at one point, he told them that he had committed the robbery for the kicks, knowing full well he would be identified and arrested later. Wife forced into hiding as killer's arrest last year drew spontaneous applause from the press and the public. After the killer's arrest, his wife was forced into hiding as public anger over the outrage vented itself. His arrest at the end of January drew spontaneous applause from reporters and the general public alike when announced by then National Police Commissioner, General Choktip Chai Jinda, who prioritized the case. Cruel, inhuman and contrary to peace and justice, the court found no basis to grant mercy in the case. The court, on Tuesday, did adjust the interest payable on compensation ordered for the victims of the crime and families from 7.5% to 5%, citing a new law that made such an order necessary. However, it found the actions of Mr. Prasitichai and the circumstances of the case to be so cruel, inhuman and contrary to justice and peace, that it was impossible to commute or grant mercy. Death sentence imposed on school boss who murdered a 2-year-old boy in a gold shop robbery in January. It upheld the death sentence imposed by the court on August 27 last year, a verdict greeted, at the time, on both sides of this terrible affair, with tears and emotion.